Yes, Iris, I think it's first time for me to meet you. Where are you from? May I ask?
I'm in Amsterdam. I'm in the Netherlands.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
Yeah,
So it's a reasonable time for you, yes?
it is. And I couldn't make the Europe time call, so this worked.
Wow. So
Good.
nice. So nice to
Yeah,
have you.
thank you. And I think I've seen the face of Leona, and now she's in
Yeah.
the back. Yes. You there?
Hello, Leona. Welcome.
Welcome.
So we are still waiting for some more people to join. So thank you so much for being here on time. Please be comfortable, get your water or tea, make yourself comfortable, and we will start in a short while. Ah, hello, Refilo.
Hello, hello. So I was
Hello,
finding my mute
welcome.
button.
Welcome.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for joining.
You're welcome. Thank you, Yuri.
Mhm. So we are still waiting for some more people to join, and majority of faculty here are from CR Global Japan. And we also have Irit from Amsterdam, and I can't see the name. Rifilo from, may I ask where you're from?
Dubai.
From South Africa. Also,
South Africa, yay.
Welcome.
Wow, so nice
And
to have you.
so nice to have you too.
And we have Susanna, welcome.
Welcome. Zuzana, where are you now?
I'm currently in Portugal.
Portugal.
Wow.
Wow.
Thank you for coming.
Yes.
All the way.
Well, I like to suggest, like everyone, to put in your name, why don't we add where you are right now? It's kind of nice to know that we are all coming from global and knowing that where you're from. Can we do that?
Thank you.
Okay. Hello, Eijiro, welcome.
Hello.
All right.
はい。
Right.
Oh, Maddie.
Hey, Maddie.
Hi, everybody. I'm trying to get on live stream and it doesn't connect.
You are actually on the call.
Yes.
I know. Could Atsuko help me get onto live stream?
Yeah, sorry, it's going to take a few minutes to get connected from now. So if
Okay.
you wait for a few minutes, sorry.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
You.
And we have Rebecca from China. Yay, welcome.
Hello, everyone.
Hi.
So we are starting the call very shortly, and we would like to suggest to add like where you are from at your name, so that we would know that who are here from where. Welcome, Chiemi. Welcome, Naokazu. Thank you for being on the call.
Okay, Yu-chan. I think we are ready to jump in.
Yes. Okay. Welcome, everybody. Thank you so much for being on the call of honoring our founders.
Yay.
Yay. Welcome. Welcome. So nice to see all of you. And this is the call on the Asian time zone. And we also welcome many leaders from Europe and also South Africa and from Dubai as well. Yay.
Yay.
How exciting.
Yes. And I'm Fuyuo, one of your co-leaders for tonight, or afternoon or morning, whenever. Anyway, I'm Fuyuo, and my co-leader is
I'm Yuri. I'm so happy to be here and hold this call with Fuyuo. And we also like to introduce our tech host, Atsuko, who make this call possible for globally.
Thank you.
Atsuko, would you like to say something to say
Thank
hi
you.
to everybody?
Hi, everyone. I'm Atsuko. I'm your tech host today. I'm usually the member of marketing team of Sierra Global Japan, but today I changed the role and do the tech host. So if there's any issue, please let me know by in the chat below, because I'm going to turn off my video and voice from now on. Or you can simply say like, hey, I need this or that. And yeah, I think enjoy the time. And yeah, I also would like to introduce my colleague, Karin. She's also the tech host today. So please enjoy the time. We are going to turn off our video from now on. Enjoy.
Thank you,
Bye.
Atsuko. Thank
Thank
you,
you.
Karin.
Thank you.
Okay. So some more faculties may join, but this is the great place to start.
Yes. All right, so let us set the context for this call first. I think all of us know how important the context setting is, right? So
Okay.
years ago, Faith and Merida, they answered a call from the universe to create this program that is totally ahead of their time and is impacting relationships worldwide now. They said yes and stepped up to design, craft, and implement the ORSC program that we all are part of. So they devoted their heart, mind, and soul to bringing ORSC into the world and to bringing all of us along with them, like now.
And we are the one who said yes to their calls, right? And our intention today is really to give the voice of what was the impact of ORSC to us personally and also to the world or to your client, to the whole world that we have witnessed. And we will share this video in the future, well, without them knowing. And today, this is our opportunity to really speak to Faith and Marita that what was the impact of ORSC to us. And just some minutes ago, you have seen Maddie. Maddie was the one who took the leadership and to speak up like, let's start this. You know, we are, as an organization, we are experiencing the myth change of shift of leadership or change or becoming more and more globally welcoming new leaders. And why don't we stop right now and really come together and share each of our story? What was the impact of ORSC? And share it with Faith and Marita.
Speaking of Maddie, I'd like to highlight one more thing that, yes, Maddie took her leadership to realize this project of honoring our founders call. But she also gathered a small group, which includes Linda and Judy. Am I right, Yuri-chan?
Yes, that's right.
Yes. So
Old timers, so to speak, and myself.
I wouldn't call them old timers. Instead, I want to call them the divas. So Maddie, Judy, Linda, and Yuli, all those divas really contributed to make this happen. I want to say thank you to all of them.
So divas might be listening to this call right now. So thank you, divas.
Thank you,
Okay.
Maddie.
Oh, there you go. Thank you, Maddie. Okay, so we have several questions for you to really speak of your own story today, but we like to save a little bit later. And first, we like to jump in to do a little bit of a DLA and checking in.
Yes. This is going to be a real short one, but starting with language. Yeah, apparently the common language in this call is English, especially because this is going to be recorded for Faith and Merida. However, we know there are several Japanese faculty members who are not so good at English, we know. So we need mutual support. Like when Japanese speakers will speak Japanese, their colleagues will support the translation, I believe. So is that okay with you, the Japanese faculty members? And
Thank you
also,
so much.
Thank you so much. And also the English speakers, please be patient. Your patience would be appreciated. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Okay. And this call is currently planned for 1 hour. And we understand that many of you probably plan for this call to be 1 hour. So if you need to leave 1 hour sharp, please come earlier to speak up your own story. Because of translations, and sometimes we may need a little bit of more times to extend. So those of you who are in, something later, please come earlier. Okay. Any questions or any request in terms of language or how this call is going to be? Please speak up. Okay,
Okay for now?
shall we jump in? Great. Thank you for the reactions.
Mhm.
All right. So to start with, we like to start with our favorite question. What is the meta skill that each of you wants to bring in to this call? Please think of it and please put that in the chat. What is the meta skill that you want to bring in to this call? Mm. Appreciation, gratitude, heart, gratitude, respect, connection, respect, love and gratitude, respect, gratitude. A lot of respect and gratitude.
Yeah, and heart and warmth, curiosity, relationship. I'm curious, what kind of meta skill is that?
With you, how about you? What is the meta skill that you want to bring in?
Wow, good question. I'd like to bring sort of original myth kind of meta skill, kind of essency one. Yeah. What is yours, Yuri-chan?
I'm feeling the new weave of CR Global. So my meta skill would be curiosity for new leaf. I'm gonna write it down. So because of time, actually, we like to hear from each of you to begin with. However, we would like to jump into the story because that's the main dish of this call, right?
Yeah, thank you for
So-
nodding.
Mhm. So we have actually 2 questions, and you don't have to answer both questions. You can choose one or both. And the first question is, why is ORSC important in your personal life? And the second question is, why is ORSC important in the world? It'd be great if you can add some of the stories or some of the context or maybe some of the tools that you have used or what did you learn? Those kind of story will add to the story, and we can listen to each of the story and really feel what was the impact of ORSC.
That makes sense?
Okay. Maybe it's helpful to add the question to the chat, right?
Oh, thank you, Yuri-chan.
Yeah.
You're going to put it in the chat, the
Mhm.
questions.
Yep. Right. Okay. So here are the 2 questions, and each of you have maximum 4
5.
minutes? 5
4
minutes?
minutes. 4 or 5
Okay.
minutes.
Okay. Yeah.
Mhm.
So I like to first invite Fuyu to start your story.
My story.
Mm. Are you willing
Uh-huh.
to start?
Yes, I go.
Yeah, thank you.
So I was thinking about why ORSC is important in my personal life. And a strange story came to me, which is one aspect of my secret selves. When I was single in my 30s, I had an interesting pattern, or strange pattern. When I see some kind of drama on TV or movie or reading the story, whatever, which has much to do with a family reunion, like kids separated from their family and they reunited, that kind of scene. When I saw it, I couldn't help crying. And inside of me, it is telling that, oh, this drama is so cheap and cheesy. But I just couldn't help crying. Those family things are kind of triggering point for my secret selves, in a way. And after I got married, I moved from Tokyo to the house I'm living now in the forest with my wife and 2 cats. Faith visited Japan, and I invited her to stay at my home. And after one night, when she woke up and had a breakfast with me in my garden, the birds are singing and the lights are so gentle. And in the light, Faith told me that, Fuyuo, this is your sanctuary. This is your sanctuary. And with her voices, I came to realize that the relationship with my family and this environment This is my reclaimed high dream. Not reclaiming, but reclaimed high dream. That was Faith who made me realize that relationship, my family relationship is my high dream. And after that, my strange pattern was a bit shifted. That's one story about Faith. And also, I can't help saying something about Marita, of course. I have seen a lot of times Marita stood up as a strong and brave leader in whatever, like global faculty call, or maybe in the event, whatever. When some kind of chaos happens, she stood up and led us in one direction. She is such a strong leader, I think. And one moment I do remember was a little different quality where she showed, which is maybe it's a virtual event in Japan about a systems-inspired leadership. At one time, she said, maybe I'm not well evolved yet. I am not well evolved yet, something like that. That was so impressive for me because she showed her vulnerability, saying that I'm not evolved well. So she's a courageous leader, but she's also authentic. And she showed me how the systems-inspired leadership is. So for me, Faith and Marita gave birth to ORSC, and at the same time, they are living ORSC. I can't say huge thank you to Faith and Marita. Thank you for giving birth ORSC to this planet.
Thank you, Fuyuo.
It's so
Oh.
edgy for me to speak first.
And thank you for crossing over that edge. So we like to hand the baton to anyone who is ready to speak up. And okay, Arata.
I'm a little nervous because I cannot speak English, but I'll try. My name is Arata from Japan. I'm honored to be here tonight to speak about the importance of ORSC in my personal life and in the world. I have a dream. I have a dream that one day couples will be able to express their values to each other and establish right relationship by overcoming healthy conflicts. I have a dream that one day potentially vulnerable individuals in companies will have the courage to express their ideas and create innovation. These are just some of the benefits that I have experienced from ORSC. I am an internal coach and have provided ORSC to over 500 people in my company. I am one of the ORSCers that you have created. And this is the impact that I have made. ORSC is important in the world because it has the potential to create a more just and equitable society. When people are able to communicate effectively and build trust, they are more likely to collaborate and solve problems together. ORSC can help to create a world where everyone feels valued and respected. I am grateful to Faith and Marita for creating this powerful tool. I believe that ORSC has the potential to change the world. And I am committed to use it to make a difference. Thank you. That's all.
Thank you, Arata. And welcome, Anna, to this call.
Great to be
Welcome,
here.
Ara. Thank you so much
Thank
for
you.
coming. We are
Yeah.
passing the button of sharing the story of 2 questions that's in the chat. So when you're ready, please jump in.
And also, we asked everybody to bring in 1 meta skill in this call on the chat. So when you're ready, also put your meta skill on the chat as well. Thank you.
Oh, who's ready to go next?
I'm happy to go next.
Zana, thank you.
May we call you Zuzi?
That's beautiful. Thank you.
Thank you, Zuzi. Please go ahead.
Yeah. I would like to start that I feel very honored that you said we have 4 to 5 minutes, because in my head, I was more preparing for having only a minute. I couldn't fit anything in 1 minute. So I'm already feeling very, very grateful for this. And when I was reflecting and preparing, why is ORSC important in a personal life or in the world, I kind of started to struggle, because everyone here, we all really know why it's important and where it's important, like everywhere, and the impact is really big. So I started to wonder, can we measure the effect size? And because of my background, ex-researcher, I thought, well, okay, like how can we, in a minute or 2, do a little measurement here? And what I figured out we could do, although let's put one assumption first, that all human-related research is super biased. So it is what it is, and it will be a little bit biased experiment and measurement. But I would love everyone to put in a chat. Well, first, to just close your eyes and then just reflect for a second, how strongly ORSC tools were or are helpful in your personal life. And then I would love everyone to put a number in the chat from 0 to 10, where 0 is no impact at all, and 10 is helpful even when all other methods has failed me. And I will later on, when other people are chatting, I will collect those numbers and calculate the final score. Looking at the numbers, I think we get off the scale already. And then I want to ask a second question. So that was about personal life. And I would just put something in the chat for me to know that's the second question. And again, I want everyone to close their eyes and just tune into yourself and your story. And the second question is, how strongly ORSC tools are or were helpful in addressing world challenges. And the reference stays the same, so 0 for no impact at all, and 10 helpful even when all other methods has failed you. And whenever you're ready, put the number in the chat. Thank you. I will do a little calculation in the background.
Thank you, Zosie.
Thank you, Susanna.
Thank you.
Beautiful.
Kind of really deep emotional feel. Yeah. And who wants to go next?
Yes.
Rebecca or Shizuka?
Shizuka, go ahead. Oh, thank you. Yeah, thank you so much. Yes. I am Shizuka. The background on the Zoom is a universe I painted in the watercolor. The day after the CRR Global Japan 5th anniversary event in January 2024. I joined the ORSC Fundamentals course in August 2012. What I am looking forward here. I remember beginning shocked. And what I know now. That's a girl who wished only for world peace alone continues to evolve into a woman of wisdom. I was born in a house where there were always fights involving my father and mother and my grandparents. And at the time of my father's death, I was separated from the 3 men at once. My beloved father, my senior business partner at work, my private partner. Later, I learned former work from Minder and Gary. My father and I reconnected with our souls after he passed away. My business partner and I had several conversations, attended his funeral and reconnected. I reconnected with my ex-boyfriend after studying at ORSC, and we are still together. When my father passed away, I facilitated a really hard and painful family meeting in March 2012. That was about 6 months before I met ORSC. It was an ordinary experience that is the source of my wish that I had found ORSC earlier, and also the source of my desire to pass on this wisdom. When various pieces are connected, like beads, like a mandala, a magical experience occurs. I feel that my life journey brought me to ORSC at this point in my life. In January 2014, the intensive training camp for the Amaterasu cohort that I attended in Japan started at the Faith and Yuri lead. On the same time, same day, the Sapphire cohort intensive training camp started in the US, led by Marita. Miss, a faculty member, is a participant there. After almost 10 years, I will take the wisdom of all that Faith and Marita have created as a coach and spread the wisdom of all to bring about evolution of humanity and change in the world. I want to increase the number of Oscars who will flap their wings like butterflies in the world. Why this universe brings me to us? I believe that the universe brought me to us to create a world of connection and circulation. Thank you, Faith and Marita. Thank you to souls for connecting me to the wisdom of us. That's all. Thank you.
Thank you, Shizuka. Okay. Rebecca, your turn.
Thank you. First of all, thank you for including me, and feels very touching to be here and to hear the sharing. My story with ORSC started with it's like a skill upgrade or extension. After a while being with collective coaching, teaching that, I thought to extend my skills. And in China, team coaching back then was still new. The term of team coaching is still new. So I thought, oh, ORSC is something interesting. So after learning, I felt, wow, I really love it. Because to me, it's learner friendly in comparison with some other kinds of teaching and training. And I think it's very practical. So practical is one of my value when I train, when I interact with my clients. So, I thought this is something really great. And my cohort, certification cohort, has the name of Pioneer because we were the first batch in China. And the cohort was led by Yuri. So after that, I get a deeper understanding of ORSC system. So and I definitely deep in love with it. And because we were called pioneers, so I always felt there's a part of me, the secret self, wanting to spread it out even more. So that's the part of the original means, right? And the later part of original means was then CRR start to expand their faculty. So the audition, several of you are here, Anna, Kiko. So, the audition is a big story for me personally. Because considering as one of the senior coach in China, so I had a big saboteur with me when I participated the audition. I thought if I'm not selected, it's a big shame. and the other participants, they're so great. And I taught their first certification training. So if I'm not selected as their elder and senior, I felt such a shame. So the audition was was very intensive, I have to say. And guess what? Day 2, Linda Berlut gave me feedback. So all of a sudden, I had a big insight about my pattern when I'm in the relationship. So in another word, who I am in relationship. So finally, I'm selected. So once I started to teaching, I kept asking myself why I was selected, because all the rest they're excellent people, right? So why I was selected? So then I realized here's a very key message to me personally. Even though I know a lot of stuff, but I haven't really live it out yet in my personal life. That's why I was brought to teach this course, because in my private life, there's so many more that I can grow, especially my immediate relationship. So that's one thing I'm learning. And as one of the few in China, I often do half-day workshop for ORSC. I always have the slides. Yuri, the slides is from you about Faith and Marita. So I tell people, who are they? Who are these two ladies? So each time I tell people who are they, I feel my heart was beating like strongly. And I have so much gratitude for these ladies and the early ones, Yuri yourself, Maddie, and Judy, and all of them. So I feel I have such gratitude for people who founded and who keep carrying on the torch and pass the torch to us as the newer front room leader and newer faculty. Because it makes such an impact to the world, especially given China is in the time that quite vulnerable, developing fast. People tend to forget relationship, tend to become competitive in terms of their doing. So in this vulnerable time, ORSC, its methodology, its spirit, creates a big impact to people, to individual, to relationship systems. So I feel honored that brought here to spread it out. And I know we, as a territory, as relationship system, we are early. So there's so many more to learn from the senior systems, not only senior people, but senior systems. So, and for me personally, there's so much more to grow and so much more to pass it on. So I feel deeply, deeply appreciate. And there's one more thing. Faith and Marita, if you listen to my message, I hope to get some kind of video of both of you and about your story, so I can show to Chinese participants to get more on the screen to our system. So that's my wish. Again, thank you.
Thank you, Rebecca.
Thank you.
And pardon me for take a pause for now, please. Thank you, Ray. I need to talk with my colleague Yuri right now.
Yes.
And I have noticed there are about 12 people more in this room to speak, and the 45 minutes have already passed.
Right.
So, let's say, please grab your microphone if you need to leave in an hour sharply. Or, of course, if you can stay in the call. But if you need to leave earlier or in 1 hour, please take the microphone and speak your story, please. Is that okay, Yuri-chan?
Thank you for that.
All right. Thank you, Eric.
Okay.
Thank you for your patience.
Thank you.
Microphone is in your hand. Go ahead.
Thank you so much. So I would love to just share a really brief story that to me is just one example of the power of ORSC, of how it shows up in the work that we do. So I was remembering a team that I work with together with a co-lead, coaching the team together. And it was a team that was really high in conflict. There was a team that was working in higher education, and it was just so toxic. Really, in the beginning, it was very painful to even feel that sometimes. So we were a couple of sessions into this coaching journey, and things had started to shift already. And then there was a moment where, really leaning into our third entity, my co-coach and I, we just got this intuition that we wanted to use the original myth tool. And it was the end of the day. It was starting to get a little dark, and like the sun was setting, the light was getting a little darker. We didn't even turn on the light, so it just became a very natural sort of turning inward moment. And they all sat in a circle and they started sharing these stories. Some of these people had been around for a long time, and some were newer. And it was just amazing because these stories brought real smiles to their faces and a lot of laughter, like really laughing out loud, and great memories, and also like really embarrassing moments, things that had happened at the beginning, and the whole energy shifted. And even as it became really dark, it felt like the sun was sort of rising actually, and became lighter and warmer inside the room. And I really think that this was a moment that was a shift. It was a big shift in the team. It's not that there was nothing they disagreed about anymore. Of course, it's not magic. And at the same time, it was, because it really became a turning point. And I really deeply believe, and I have witnessed it, is that this is what ORSC is about, is for people to open up to their shared humanity and to connect with that. And that is the power. So Faith and Marita, thank you for bringing that. That's it.
Thank you, Iris.
Thank you.
Beautiful and brief.
I'd like to share, it's a story about the family that ORSC has created, but it also is a story about the female line, the matriarchal line that we have, and how it has benefited me. I'm grateful to be here with so many of you familiar faces from across Asia, and especially people who I've learned from, who I've been learning beside of all this journey, thanks to the creation of ORSC by Marita and Faith. You have really become great ancestors for this ever evolving journey. My hope for all of us and for the world that we too one day will be considered good ancestors in the heritage that we leave behind. I want to say personal thank you, Marita and Faith, for what you've created. Not because of my work, not because of all of the other gifts, but because ORSC supported me at that time when all others had failed. When I had the final weeks with my own mother, and being really conscious and intentional in that relationship. I don't know how I would have been able to go through it without the gifts that you have created. No words will ever describe the gratitude I feel for your gift. Thank you.
Anna. All right, and now, Kazu, you want to go next?
Hi, I need to leave this room, so let me go ahead. Sorry. Faith and Marita, thank you so much for bringing ORSC into the world. Faith, congratulations on the publish of your book. And Marita, I need your SIR in Japanese. So once again, I can't feel your strengths, and I felt the importance of it. And I want to continue to stand as a world worker. Why is ORSC important in your personal life? So for me, personally, the past few years have been a time of great mass change. So I have been in divorce proceeding for several years now, and last year I officially divorced. It was a long and difficult process, and separation from my son was painful. But I kept mattering. Who knows what is good and what is bad? Over and over again. I was also supported by wonderful CR Global Japan members, and because I kept ORSC at the center of the process, I was able to stay calm and not lose my emotions. I'm now able to live a very fulfilling life, and I think it is the happiness that ORSC has given me. All the experience with my ex-wife will be paralyzed for the future when I looked back from the wisdom of ORSC. Different subject. Why is ORSC important in the world? We are using it to run CR Global Japan. So I remember when I first approached Marita about starting up CR Global Japan, you asked me if we had the ability to run a business. So at the time, I can't honestly say that I had a mixture of hope that we would start something that no one else had started, and fear that we would fail. But we continued to communicate regularly for more than 6 months. So, and you believed in our Japanese faculty system and ensured us as partners. What I learned from your guides was that it is about becoming a system where we believe in each other. So, and as I experienced this unique approach to relationship center management, so I am convinced that what I think now is wisdom we need for the future. Yeah. Using the wisdom you have given me and all the experience I have had, I will spend my life to deliver it to more people in the future. And I will pass it on with my important colleagues here because relationship relationship matter. So I look forward to seeing you again. Thank you. That's it.
Thank you, Naokazu.
Thank you, Nao.
And Leona, you want to go next?
Yes.
Yes, please.
Please.
Konnichiwa, minna.
Konnichiwa.
Yonde kyorachi arigato.
Oh.
I'd like to thank Yuri and Fuyuo for holding this space. I would like to thank Linda for bringing me into the auditions where I had the opportunity to meet Marita and Faith. In Barcelona, I'm one of the Golden Dragons. I don't think there's any other Golden Dragons on this call. And I had an opportunity to meet Faith as well when she delivered Walk the Talk with Linda for the first time in Dubai. So I'm very grateful to have actually met the founding mothers or ancestors or elders of this philosophy, if you like. I would say that we spend our entire lives trying to find meaning and making sense of relationships in the world. And ORSC is from a professional perspective, ORSC in the corporate environment is helping teams to build psychological safety, which is so important in helping them to begin to collaborate and align and succeed, if you like. Personally, from a personal perspective, I think that when we avoid hard conversations, we're not keeping the peace, we're keeping the tension. And that's how ORSC has helped me from a personal perspective. Also, when you realize how spectacular and unique you are, you're able to love yourself. And from there, you are able to connect with and be in right relationship with others. And, you know, there's so many people around the world who the ORSC work has inspired and has helped them to grow and evolve as individuals. And I feel very blessed, very lucky to have actually met Marita and Faith. So when I'm talking about Marita and Faith and relationship systems intelligence and how wonderful it is, I actually am blessed and privileged to have actually met the people. And I'm also a little bit like you, Yuri. I'm conscious of the fact that we are in a constant state of change and things are moving. It seems very fast. And yeah, so I'd like to live in this state of gratitude because that is the gateway to grace. And yeah, I'd say that I love the fact that Maddie has championed this project because gratitude is the closest thing to beauty manifested in an emotion. So thank you to all of you and all of your stories.
Thank you, Leona.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Can I go?
Yes, Shiho, please go ahead.
Yes. My name is Shiho. I'm a faculty member of a certification course in Japan. I'd like to share my story with you about why ORSC is important in my life. I got divorced 15 years ago. Now it's also, and then 9 years ago, I remarried. At that time, I had 7-year-old son. It was exactly 10 years ago that I learned ORSC. The ORSC sessions were very, very helpful when starting a new family. The reason I got divorced was because I didn't know how to handle toxins. For me,
remarriage was very scary and a secondary process. However, my new partner and I received the system coaching session, understood each other, and worked hard to build our own country through the Rand's work. My partner had the experience of becoming a father for the first time, and my son had the experience of changing his place of residence or changing his last name and having a father. Each was on the edge. We had many family meetings and gradually becoming a family. At our family meetings, we listened to each other's dreaming level, and during coronavirus pandemic, we held family meetings and exchanged the external roles at home. Our family meetings was featured in the books in Japan and Korea. As you know, the process of gradually becoming a family would not have been possible without ORSC. It's been 9 years since we got married. My husband and I renew our marriage every year and review our DTA every year, our wedding anniversary. Yeah, it's a unique style. Together, we created a company called Co-Readers. So now my husband and I have both obtained ORSC certification, and we are providing system coaching to various couples. This is what I learned, the biggest lesson of my life. Relationship can be created intentionally. From my experience of divorce and remarriage, I had learned that the world changes depending on whether you can say yes and rather than no but to the relationship closest to you. I believe that if we can say yes and to the relationship closest to us and learn from each other, we will be able to move closer toward peace. That's why I want to deliver ORSC to the world. Marita and Faith, thank you from the bottom of my heart for creating ORSC and showing me the possibilities of relationships. I'm very honored to be here. Thank you.
Thank you,
Thank you,
Shiho.
Shiho.
I just want to remind you that we have already passed the appointed time. But I think, Yuri-chan, our low dreams, someone will leave this room without telling their stories.
That's right.
Yeah.
And also, we also like to honor those of you who have something else, next to this call. So please go ahead if you're ready to go.
Grab your microphone, please.
Can I go? Yes.
Go.
All right. Okay, so my original myth with working with teams started when I was in college. I was a captain for a lacrosse team for 70 to 80 girls. It was chaotic. It was messy. Everyone had different values, different commitment, and I felt frustrated, hurt as a leader, and also felt alone. And I thought how easy it would be if I can control them. But I knew that was not true inside my heart, and there was a longing that I wish that there's a team that everyone has their leadership and can support each other to grow. I wish that there's a team that where I feel I belong here, where I feel I'm heard, where I feel I deserve to speak, and where I feel I got my team on my back. And And I think ORSC supported me to find out how to do that, and also how to support other teams, organizations. So ORSC reminded me what is important in my life and how to be aware of it and how to handle those. Although I'm not perfect in that yet, but that's also the part I love. It's not fixed. ORSC made me tough to stay in the fire, sitting in the fire, but also allowed me to be vulnerable. ORSC also gave me a huge gift that I get to work with people I love who has same passion. I am so lucky that I met ORSC, but also met you, Faith and Marita, in my life, and I'm so lucky that we lived in the same era. And it is my honor to have this and deliver this and teach people. And it is my honor to bring this baton to the next generation. Faith, it was great to meet you in the residential camp in Japan. I was doing the translation, and that was something I felt connected. Marita, I haven't met you in person yet. I'm still willing to, so meet me in the States, okay? Thank you so much.
Wow.
Thank you, Keiko.
Thank you. Who wants to go next, please?
Mayumi, go ahead.
Thank you. I'm Mayumi. I would like to tell my story. When I first met ORSC, 2010, I thought to myself, I've known this. Yes, we are part of it. Each of us wants a better future, but the Earth is moving in a direction that is not good. That our relationships with those closest to us are creating problems in the world. Even if I'm happy enough, I cannot be happy as long as there are wars going on in the world. And then I met ORSC, and ORSC taught me to respect everything about myself. It has made me more free. Thank you, Marita and Faith. I feel secure in being part of something greater, it. And I also feel that I must fulfill my responsibility to better the planet and humanity. Thank you.
Thank you,
Thank you,
Mayumi.
Mayumi.
Who's next?
Jamie, please.
Hi, this is Jamie. First of all, Fuyuo, Yuri, Madi, Judy, thank you for having this opportunity. I really appreciate your leadership. ORSC has definitely changed my life. I had always done what I wanted to do and got results on my own, because it really bothered me that I built relationships with people. After the ORSC was installed in my life, I have more freedom than before to go where I want to go, alone or with a team. Why is ORSC important in the world? I realize that ORSC is needed in the world these days. Around 13 years ago, I was in the certification course. I felt that if the ORSC is brought to Japanese organizations, surely Japan's tired businessmen would be saved. They would be motivated to work. Companies would manage to be people-centered. And then that impact will affect their families as well. So I did the enrolled event of the ORSC with my certification colleagues. I remember with Eijiro. It was an amazing event that had Faith and Marita on the stage. This experience made me proud and supported me. That was my world work project. After 13 years, now my world work project has continued. Now that the organizational development departments of many major companies in Japan have become aware of ORSC. So through the ORSC course and the session, I want to teach them the ORSC is not just a method, but a high-quality ORSC with soul. I believe it will be a new leadership style. ORSC has given me many life gifts, but I'm most grateful to have met Faith and Marta in my life. That's it. Thank you, Faith and Marta.
Thank you, Chiemi. Who's going to go next?
Can I go?
Yes, Eijiro, please.
So my story with Faith and Marita starts 15 years ago when we took the first fundamentals course in Japan. My first impression was to see the third entity of Faith and Marita was a huge impact to me. There was a lot of love and a lot of passion, left brain, right brain, laughter and tears, consensus reality, dreaming essence. It was a huge third entity. And it was pretty shocking to see such a third entity in front of me. The reason why I took the course was I've been in the corporate world for more than 20 years. So I thought, okay, ORSC will do something to this corporate world. But from what I received from your third entity was the most closest relationship, the family, is something I need to think about. So after that, I've been using ORSC in the corporation, but struggling to see how I can create the right relationship with my wife. And there have been a lot of ups and downs, obviously more downs than ups, going down, down, down. But still, I just can't give up. So I think because I've met ORSC, that's still there. And I'm also using ORSC in my family, kind of. So last week, we were having dinner. My wife was sitting in front of me, my 15-year-old son, 15-year-old. So actually he was born right when I took 15 years ago, but he was sitting on my right side and my 12-year-old daughter was sitting next to my wife. And my wife was arguing with my son and it was heating up, hot spot. And then I said, stop. Look to my wife, talk to me. Look to my son, talk to me. So alignment coaching. Well, it wasn't that beautiful, but kind of. So I think ORSC can be used anywhere, and I'm trying to use it in front of my most important relationship. I am struggling, was it perpetual issues or 69%? Was that the right way to say it? 69%? Yeah, in our house, it's maybe 98% with my wife, but still there's 2% left. I just can't give up with that 2%.
Oh,
So I'll try. But thank you very much, Faith and Marita, for letting me to believe in that 2%.
oh,
Thank you.
thank you, Angel, for your 2% right relationship. Okay,
Is
there are a
ready
couple
to
more
go?
people. Yeah,
Fuyuo, please go ahead.
okay, please.
Yeah, I think I've been grappling with the question, even though I went through the mail. Like to answer the impact, I think the impact is still ongoing for ORSC, like in terms of what ORSC has done for me. But then just as a background, I first came across ORSC in 2016. And at the time I was in the midst of, I think it was a very much prolonged career change, if I can say that. I had left my job end of 2013. So it was like year 3 and I was still searching. I want something that I can resonate with until a friend recommended it to me. And from the first day, it felt like home. And when I finished my advanced series, I just cried my balls out in appreciation, mainly in a sense of the seed that it planted in me in embracing change, firstly, and conflict. Because I used to fear conflict quite a lot. But then over time, even now, I'm still learning to have strength in my authority to face conflict. Because all I'm learning from it, particularly when I did the certification, is that it's just there to show me an opportunity of what's trying to emerge. So I don't need to fear it. So I'm still learning to deal with that now. But I think compared to where I was before I did ORSC, I'm much better. Like even when there's conflict, I'm more prone to wanting to listen in and be the peacemaker that I think I'm in my inner being. So my appreciation is that beyond that, it's just gave me a home. In essence, it gave me, it felt like my purpose was like a hand in glove with what ORSC offered. And there's still more to do. So I think it's my commitment to Marita, because she cheers a lot Africa, having come from South Africa originally. So there's still a lot of responsibility to grow it within the continent in itself. And for me, before even doing ORSC, I was always yearning for bringing healing to even our own country. We found democracy and everything else, but then underlying, when you look into the essence of what's happening in the country, there's still a lot of healing that needs to take place. And really, it can only happen through a relationship. So for me, I'm still spearing that on in terms of how to best have impact within South Africa and the continent abroad. So with that, I would like to thank Marita and Faith. I haven't met them in person, but your impact is so strong. I don't even have words to explain that. I found it amusing that I could find people who are humane, because the corporate culture that I came from was pretty much toxic, and it felt like I don't want to go back there anymore. So, but now through ORSC, there's a revived hope of how can we humanize organizations? How can we heal the world? And how can we be in right relationship and get to a place where there's more peace, there's more harmony, and yeah, that we can, actualize ourselves in the best way possible. So with that, thank you very much. There's still a lot of work in me personally that I still need to realize, and there's still a lot of work that I still need to do that will impact the world. But I would like to thank you for the opportunity and the gift. It's a beautiful gift. And I always say where there are human beings, ORSC is much needed. And there's a place for ORSC where there are human beings. And with that, thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Rafael.
Thank you.
Izumi, you want to go?
Okay.
I'm Izumi. So I would like to tell you about my story of ORSC and I. So I received this opportunity. I'm thinking of what topic I choose. So I don't know why I choose this one, but I would like to talk about this topic. So my mother passed away 6 years ago. The most memorable experience was that the whole family was able to send my mother to heaven with a smile on her face. ORSC helped me so much in this process. I was a project leader of my mother's care in my family. As I was the person my mother relied on the most, I tended to take on this role alone. Each time, I reminded myself that my family was a special team, so system, that care together for my mother. I saw them as a system, so dream up, and my family was dreamed up as well. What our family helped through this process has also healed our larger family system. I believe that these vibrations of healing are small, but far-reaching. This healing energy is needed all over the world. So thank you for Marita and Faith for leading me to become a system worker, world worker. Thank you for giving birth to ORSC. That's all.
Thank you, Izumi. Yeah. And I think most of you have noticed there is one more person who hasn't told her story yet.
Hey, so I go last. Well, I'm already very overwhelmed by each of your stories and each of your presence, and those of my brother and sisters who's not here, but as a sending huge energy for each of us to ORSC and practice where they are. I had so much story, especially with Faith and Marita, especially at the beginning of when I founded CR Japan. But I couldn't choose the story because there's just so many. And I realized that what was the biggest gift or biggest learning that I got from ORSC is this. You, who you are right in front of me. I have been almost like lone wolf, so to speak. I was high achiever, and if I find something that I want to achieve, I worked hard and really challenged hard, but mostly by myself, alone. But learning ORSC, and through ORSC, I have met so many amazing, amazing people and amazing cat. And sorry, one moment.
Right relationship with cats It's really important.
Yes, but I needed to, sometimes I need to let go, right? Yeah, I learned what does it mean to live in relationship? And because I met ORSC, I learned how to live in difference, how to live together, but having difference, and how to respect each other, and how to love the part that I don't have within me, and I may feel uncomfortable. I also learn how to stand up and voice my own voice, even I feel scared to speak up. I also learn how to love the part that I don't like myself. I also learned to have a pride and dignity to be a Japanese. I also learned what does it mean to live as a woman. So all the things that so fundamental as human beings and live together with others, not necessarily in peace sometimes in conflict, but have commitment to live together on earth. So I so appreciate Faith and Marita for your teaching, and also to be such a human every time, that you never be somebody else, but always you, who you are. And I would never forget the moment, the one telephone call, only one telephone call, right after the 3/11 big earthquake in Japan. There were 5 minutes until my phone line was cut off. And there were a phone call from America. And that was from Faith and Marita. So that's something that I'm so grateful that people can impact so much. People can influence so much for each other. And that's what I learned from ORSC. Thank you so much for being my friend and be my colleague and colleague world workers. Thank you for listening.
Thank you so much, Yuri. And before we close, what's in the space right now? Refilo?
Tender heart. It's a tender heart.
Tender heart.
Thank you.
Deep, deep soul level connection.
Connect.
Words for now. So, Yuri-chan, how do we want to close this call?
Well, at the very beginning, both of us were asking you to write something on the chat that what you want to take away from this call. But somehow, there was something more than words. So how about we just simply hold the space together and feel our connection beyond this circle, globally, global ORSC practitioners and ORSC faculties circle, and including Faith and Marita. How's that?
Yes. I'm imagining to grab hands of our colleagues and globally and holding space together and feel the deep connection between us.
Thank you so much for joining the call of tonight, this morning, of honoring our founders.
Thank you for staying longer than expected. Thank you for being a good listener, and have a great night or have a great day.
Thank you.
And
Thank
hope
you.
that we get to lead or be together again, especially you, Rifilo. It was so nice to
Okay, I was
have you.
wondering. Yeah, thank you.
Did we pronounce your name correctly?
Yes, it sounds right. Refile. Yes.
Refilo.
Yeah.
Thank
So
you.
special to have you in this call.
Thank
Thank you. It
you.
was an honor to be here. Thank you.
You were so more than welcome. Okay. Bye,
Yes.
everybody.
Bye, everybody. Thank you.
Bye.
Until we
お疲れ様で
meet.
した。
お疲れ様。またね。
また。
Thank you.
また明日チーム。
Bye.